Alright, so welcome to my channel, Tech Odyssey. In this video, I'll be doing a quick tutorial on Stage Manager configuration and mission control. Alright, so we're going to see how that feature work. Take your graphical user interface to the next level. Let's become a Mac genius, man. Why not? You can become a Mac genius as well. Just get familiar with the tools you have, the features you have. I mean, you spend a lot of money on your Mac, so you might want to take advantage of all the features, especially if you're a high productive user. So we already know about the Genie effect, right? So let's do a quick example on it. So when we close out, I have iMovie open. So when you close it out, right, minimize it, it drops down. I close out system settings, it drops down. So if I click on my desktop, there's nothing going on there. My icons are still there. Now if we go to system settings, we know it's two ways we can go into system settings, and that's by clicking system settings icon there, or we can go to Apple, system settings, and go down to desktop and dock, right? So this will find our settings for the desktop and Stage Manager. So mission control is also a part of it, but we're going to focus on mission control, Stage Manager. Future videos I'll go over shortcuts and hot coins. But first, we can start with the icons. So we have it selected, meaning that if we minimize here, if we click on the screen, our icons will show. If we go back into the system settings and uncheck that, of course the icons go away, right? You may want to have a clear desktop. All right, so when you go back here, you can click on here and it'll show your icons, show icons, right? This option, click wallpaper to reveal desktop only in Stage Manager. So there we go. The apps clear off the screen, and when you click here, you can minimize these. Your desktop is clear as well, right, when you minimize. So we're gonna open this back up. We have the Genie effect. We also can take that Genie effect off just by doing this and minimize. It just scales out. I mean, it's much more simple when you do that. The Genie effect is just something a little fancy. From my understanding, when you use a lot of effects and stuff like that, it kind of weighs down on your graphics, and you don't want to do that. All right, so we minimize here, and with that feature for the desktop, when we click on the screen, we can exit our icons off the screen and bring them back, right? Just by clicking on the desktop. So now we want to bring our system settings out. Stage Manager selected. We also can go to Control Center and click Stage Manager here, right? The button is there. So same thing. It'll turn on up there. So basically, if I opened up, let's say, we can open up the calculator. We can open up calendar, right? And this will set the stage for, we can open up activity monitor, right? Now if we minimize that, we have them all here, all recent apps there. Now, when we can click over here, open up this recent app, and we can say not to show recent apps in Stage Manager. Now if we minimize here, this will still go over there and bring up the apps. Now you touch the screen and bring up the latest, minimize it, it'll still bring up the latest one when you touch the screen. We can show recent apps in Stage Manager. You probably want to take that off if you want to just save space on your desktop, right? Now show windows from an application all at once, one at a time. Now let's see how that looks. Minimize, show windows from an application one at a time, all at once. Just by clicking the screen, you can drop that application, that window down, right? And click it again, it'll bring the latest one back up. So if I touch the calendar and I touch the screen, it'll bring the calendar back up when I keep touching the screen, right? So if you want to open up any app here, you just go over and touch it. And that's pretty much how Stage Manager operates. Now it says click wallpaper to reveal desktop always. As far as the icons or what's on your desktop, you can select this option to show the icons on your desktop in Stage Manager, right? And we have it selected to always. But you can also just click it and it'll show here, and if you minimize, it'll go away. You click on there, it's gone. If you click off, click on the screen, the icon should pop back up, right? Now you click here, it goes away, minimizes it, they stay out, click on it, click back, it comes up. Now, that's on desktop, show items on desktop. So show items in Stage Manager. So if you click that, it'll stay there. It doesn't matter if you minimize it, they'll stay there in Stage Manager. Now, so when you click it to reveal the desktop, you can say only in Stage Manager. Now, when you click here, minimize, it stays, right? Uncheck all those, your icons will disappear. Now you can play around with that and figure out what works for you. Now that's pretty much how that works. And it's just about what works for you. So for mission control, separate your desktop. You can bring up all your applications that's open. You can bring up those windows all on the desktop and be able to switch through which application you have open. So we have 4 applications open here: the system settings, calendar, calculator, and activity monitor. So what you can do is just swipe up. And as you can see, we have a desktop that's already open, probably from previous. So we're gonna move the activity monitor over to desktop 2. The way you can do that is just slide it up here, and it's right there on desktop 2. Now with these other ones open, all you have to do is just click one, and it'll bring your desktop 1 open with that. Stage Manager is still active. Now, to reach over to desktop 2, of course, you just swipe over to the right. Right? Swipe back to get back to your desktop. You can swipe up and click here to get over to desktop 2. Swipe up again. Of course, we're in the app, so it's going to swipe through the app. But you swipe up again, and then you can click here. But it's quicker to just swipe to the left, swipe to the right, swipe back to the left. You can swipe up and get back to desktop 2 that way. Swipe up, click here, swipe up, click here. You can even add another desktop, right? So from there, you click out of there, you can swipe to the right and start another workspace. Swipe back to the left, swipe back to the left. Swipe up. This is mission control, right? So swipe up. Swipe up. And then we have our desktops here and our applications on desktop 1. Now, when we close a desktop, right? Kind of hover your mouse over the desktop. When we close this, with this application, Activity Monitor in desktop 2, we can switch it over. It'll automatically go back to desktop 1. So we just close it out and it drops back down to desktop 1. And that's it, right? So we can click the desktop and get back to our screen. Now, what I realize you cannot do is drag. Maybe you can. You cannot drag your monitor over here to the desktop 2. Now, another thing you can also do is bring open. So with this to stay here, we want to use show items in Stage Manager, right? So they'll stay. Now we do. Hold on. Yeah, we want to show recents too, right? So that'll stay. Now we can bring open 2 windows. Now say we want to have calculator open and that open, and then we want to split the window, right, and use, say, activity monitor. So we have our calendar and activity monitor. Now if we just take open and minimize one, right, it'll bring the other window to desktop 2. So it automatically moves it over to desktop 2. That's a quick reference. It's not really in depth, but it's a quick reference on the desktop features, Stage Manager, and Mission Control. Hopefully that helps. And be your own Apple genius, right, or Mac genius. What's the title of it? Let's see what are they still called Apple geniuses or Apple? Let's see, Apple genius. Isn't that like a genius bar? All right, what does Apple genius do? Are they still genius? Key qualifications: strong people skills and an knack for problem solving, ability to maintain composure and customer focus while troubleshooting. Wow. Yeah, this position been around for a long time. So summary: submit resume, United States, Apple retail. We strong people skills and knack for problem solving, ability to adhere to schedule, employment description. All right, paid benefits. Additional requirements and aptitude for acquiring skills and technical repairs and eagerness to learn and all about, maybe one day you can be an Apple genius, right? Yeah, so like I said, you can be your own Apple genius, man. Right? All right, so that's it for that. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.